Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. And today we have sorry, my name is Olabisi Simidele. Okay, the thing is carrying me, it's carrying all my
You're not
spinal
doing a
chest.
procode this morning.
My
Then why are you jumping?
the newspaper review is part of a proco because hey, this newspaper just come in live, direct, odds and all that, and what you did not know over the weekend. Now you will get to know them. Okay, my name is Olabisi Simidele. Okay, and I will be doing the salon. I have with me Taiwo Adeola Shabiole, aka DJ Shab.
Good morning, Simi. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
How's your weekend?
My weekend was shot, yeah, shot like every other day. My weekend was like every other day. So
Busy, stressful, free.
stressful, not free. Busy, stressful. Really, I think I just need some vacation. Like I'm actually looking at Maldives.
Or
Like
you need a vacation.
yeah, not like vacation is fine. Not the bay. Remove the bay from it. So I'm actually kind of Maldives. And if I don't really want to go too far, I can just go to Ghana and Lembe by like at our backyard. Let me just go
Now,
there.
neighboring Ghana.
Yeah, for some like 3 weeks and and all that. Let me go and chop life too. Miss if I sabi chop life. All right, in no particular order, we have the authority papers, we have Nigerian pilots, this Nigeria, Daily Independent, Nigerian Tribune, this day, the Guardian, the Leadership, Blueprint, New Telegraph, Daily Trust, National Economy, etc., etc. So we try as much as possible to take the major ones, and as usual, we used to have a particular major headline. So I'll be starting with the authority papers and. Boldly written on the authority papers. This actually happened sometime last week, and that's alleged blasphemy. And northern governors have actually come out to condemn the gruesome murder of Deborah. Appeal for calm as Sheikh Gumi preaches against killing in the name of the Prophet. As NHRC condemns killing, calls for immediate prosecution of culprit, and I am actually interested in this. The call for the immediate prosecution of the culprit. They actually need to. They actually need to be called and put to book. Let me put it that way, and it shouldn't be swept under the carpet. And over the last week, throughout the weekend and up to now, Nigerians have actually been bothered, and as we've been in a mourning mood, and Nigerians have practically condemned the murder of Deborah Samuel, a student at Shehu Shagari College of Education in Sokoto. And what did she even do? Like seriously? So
Do you call that blasphemy?
it's an alleged blasphemy. So it's not a blasphemy, it's an alleged blasphemy. Putting something you're not posting something you're not supposed to post on a WhatsApp platform or a group WhatsApp platform, and you're being corrected and you said it's blasphemy. I believe that I believe that each WhatsApp platform is created for a
For a
purpose.
purpose.
So you can't just personally it annoys me when someone just comes and it's a business WhatsApp platform and you come and start posting orishi like
Junks.
junks and all those messages past to 100 people. If
And
you don't
then
pass to 100 people, 100 things
when
will
an
happen to
important
you.
message comes in, you fail to even read because you think it's a normal junk like every
Exactly.
other day.
Exactly. That is it. There was even a particular day I sat down and I started leaving some groups I was on WhatsApp. I'm like, I don't
What's
just
the
want to,
essence?
So that's the way it is. So I think it's actually killing her. It's actually out of it. It's actually out of it. It's not normal.
You
Really.
didn't just kill her. you
She was
her,
stoned to death.
She was beaten
Mhm.
and then set ablaze. Human being.
That is it. A human like you.
Being. And then you have the pride to come out and then
Even do
yes,
the coverage and posted it
I
like
did
as
this.
if what you did
we
was
did
right.
this.
The
The president actually asked for probe of the person that or the
yes,
people that did this.
yes,
and
they
I
should
think,
actually be. They should be
that
probed.
should be taken into proper consideration. Like they should serve their punishment.
Sure.
How I wish this Sharia law can just be. They should use the Sharia law to judge them. Since that's what they actually believe in. Or what do you think?
Yeah, and the thing is, this. Let me not just.
If you kill
Let me
by
not
the if
just.
you kill with the sword,
Let me
you
not go
die by
into
the
that.
sword.
Let me not go
Is
into
that not
that
what
too much. That's the way it is now. It is what it is. So now the same people who killed her, maybe they also should be stoned, beaten, and
And then
burnt
burned
to
alive.
death.
I come to think of it, Islam doesn't preach these things. I think
Exactly.
it's a misinterpretation, or you don't understand what you're really into.
That's actually what I was about to say because I actually followed this particular story over the weekend and I watched a lot of videos on it, educating about Islam
Mm-hmm.
and all of
And
that.
then we
So,
get the real insight of what Islam is.
exactly.
It is not, I mean, we are enemies. Islam does not teach these things that we're doing. Yes, we understand. We're not trying to be over religious here, but still, I mean, we just need to get it right. We need to get it right. While some of their religious leaders are coming out to say, yeah, it is right, some are condemning it. But for whatever, these people should be brought to book and
Yeah.
they should be thoroughly dealt with.
That is it. It is what it is. So you can continue reading that on page 2 of the authority papers. And still on the authority, my visits to Nnamdi Kanu, efforts to return peace to Southeast. That's Governor Soludo. And this is on 2023, North not ready for power shift, says Senator Shehu Sani. That's on page 14 of the authority papers. And on page 10, 9 APC presidential aspirants in race for Senate. And moving to page 21, Malami chickens out of race for Kebbi Guba, makes U-turn on resignation as Amechi sets to resign today. Still on the authority papers, estate developer petitions IGP over malicious destruction of property valued at 100 million naira. So you can continue reading that on page 6. That'll be all for the authority papers.
All right, I'll take the business mayhem. It's Monday, and of course, we talk business on Mondays. At the very top of the paper, MTN Glow 9 Mobile Hotel in on $27 billion SMS authentication revenues, and the writers to that says quest for more secure data service to drive 5% growth. Over 1.7 trillion multi-factor authentication messages to be delivered globally in 2022. And we can see um, mobile operators worldwide are in for a big haul this year, as it is estimated that they are in line to reap $27 billion from the termination of SMS messages related to multi-factor authentication, which is a 5% increase from the $25 billion generated in 2021, according to a new study by Juniper Research. So that's that, and you can continue reading on page 2 of the Business AM.
Yeah, sorry, talking about the network providers, I actually heard over the weekend, I don't know how, I heard over the weekend that call rate charges would increase as call rate charges will increase as well as the SMS charges and all other charges. I'm like, hey, no wonder my data used to quickly finish.
As in, the way they even.
Oh, it's not for the faint-hearted, though. Hey, if you're subscribing, hey, you don't know what you're doing, and
if you're
God is
living
doing
in
for you.
Nigeria and you're surviving,
You don't know what God is doing for you.
you still have
really.
data to watch, clear
Really.
depression and all of that.
Exactly.
All right, still on the paper, OECD, Africa needs to manage unbanned boom. The story you can continue reading on page 4, and I'll take a few one from there. Africa has been witnessing the emergence of new cities which have been taking up more population streaming in mainly from the rural areas, but policymakers need to harness this urban boom to raise continent's socio-economy. You can continue reading. Local institutional bet big on equalities, that's on page 11. Focusing growth in business management. You want to find out more? You can read on the inside of Business TM on page 8. Household consumption drives Nigerians' GDP growth by 70%. And the writer to that says GDP expenditure shows 15% growth in real terms. Nigeria's in net import position at 18.8 trillion naira versus 18.9 trillion naira. Okay, household consumption is still the major demand driver of the 14% on year real GDP growth recorded by Nigeria in 2021. A detailed analysis of the report released by the National Bureau of Statistics has shown. And of course, indeed, the sector's expenditure grew from 19.36% and 7.3% in real terms during the third and fourth quarter of the year, respectively, according to the GDP by the expenditure approach for both quarters released by the NBS and analyzed by Business AM. So you can continue reading also on page 2. And so many other stories there. We're going to skip them to take other stories from other newspaper. For more details, you can grab a copy of Business AM, and that's all.
All right, I'll be switching to Nigerian pilot and Serap sues Buhari over 1.48 trillion naira spent on maintaining refineries. Now the question is, how many refineries do we have? And how many refineries are actually functioning? I just wonder where the 1.4 trillion naira actually went to, really. Okay, you can continue with that on page 9 of the Nigerian pilot. And on page 7, CSO asks Buhari to sack all ministers tainted with eye on 2023 elections.
So said last week already.
Yeah, and I think it's actually a very nice one, really. So,
are we going to say Godwin Emefiele is laying the foundation of...
Yeah.
You wanted to eat your cake and have
and
it.
have it. You can eat your cake and have it, definitely.
You said it last week and he's repeating it again, and they are repeating it again. You need to step down if you want or you wish to go for the presidency or you wish to partake in the presidential election as a candidate. Step down.
Yeah. So the major headline is still on Deborah as Northern Governors. Gumi condemned killing, and the riders, we have some riders to that. Pandef Lament says party has dug its grave by jettisoning zoning, and that adoption of Governor Otom committee's proposal was unfortunate and shameful. Also insists PDP constitution recognizes a zoning for equity, justice and fairness, as APC have been urged to pick Southern candidate for presidency in 2023. You can get all of that on page 8 of the Nigerian pilot papers. And still on page 8, ASU sets to call off strike after reaching new understanding with federal government. But it was in the news this morning, as at this morning in the news, that ASU is not ASU, NASU, and SANU. They are not yet ready to call off the strike because they've not been able to reach a reasonable conclusion with the federal government. So we are still on the ASU strike issues anyway. Moving to page 9, a gunman killed police officer, 4 others in Bayelsa State. And still on page 9, this is on electoral process as security agencies to monitor political actors, says NSA. And let me rewind to page 7. Federal government to develop strategy for actualizing net zero gas emission. So I think the strategy should actually come to play as soon as possible, and it should be consistent. Because consistency is actually the key to a successful business and a successful leadership. Let me put it that way. So on page 6, ICPC boss rallies action against illicit financial flows. And moving to page 5, NDLA blocks Italy, Dubai-bound drugs, seizes 203,879 tramadol tablets. But what is it with tramadol? Like, I don't understand. What is it with tramadol? Like,
they never get tired of what?
Like, seriously. Actually, abuse of this particular tramadol, and let me not go into that. If you want to know, join me on the Air Talk Show tomorrow by 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Okay, lastly on the Nigerian pilot papers, Jamil, who justified Deborah's murder, no longer our pilot. Asman Airline, can you imagine? Okay. It is what it is. That'll be all on the Nigerian pilot
And
papers.
taking this Nigeria, our justice orderly saved my political career, says Wiki. That's on page 5. Of course, Sarah sues Buhari for spending 1.48 trillion naira. And you can read that up on the inside. Aftermath of Sokoto mayhem. Deborah sad. Church services suspended. Northern Can warns against sending words to schools in Sokoto. Prophet Muhammad didn't kill when insulted while alive, says Gumi. All of this you can read on pages 2 and pages 28 of this Nigerian newspaper. And also on the front page, 3.8 billion naira joint border drill fund stirs controversy in ONSA. That's on page 4. SEC issues new regulations on cryptocurrencies in Nigeria. That's on page 21 of this Nigerian newspaper. I think that's all on the front page.
All right, moving on to Al Jazeera, Nigeria. 2023, Amechi bows out today, says I'll pursue presidential ambition in earnest, and blames Kaduna train attack on non-approval of surveillance contract. That you can get all of that on page 25 of the Al Jazeera Nigeria papers. NSCDC inaugurates special female squad against kidnapping as the Osun State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has actually demonstrated its readiness to rid the state of kidnapping of children and teachers for ransom, as it has actually inaugurated the special female squad tagged SFS in the state. So you can continue reading the story on page 25 of the Al Jazeera papers. And this is that's actually the major headline. So let me start from page 2 now. Why NAS must okay mayoral ministerial slots, Federal Capital Territory rep says. And on to page 12. ASU strike, my children also affected, says Nwajuba. So at least anybody that is or a child attends a government school in Nigeria will surely be affected. So on to page 15, a suspected kidnappers killed PDP chieftain in Akwa Ibom. And moving to page 22, or before page 20, let me take page 16. This is on sports. Yobe rep dumps APC for NNPP assures of victory. Then moving on to page 22, bandits kill villagers, declare no famine in Zamfara. Now, if no famine, how would they start getting food to eat? That's number one thing, because it's like famine has actually taken over the nation entirely. Like without food now, what everyone is thinking about right now is food, eat and survive. That's actually the major thing everyone is thinking about. Food. So and on to page 26. Okay, we've taken that the tramadol stuff. Page 27, I have here banditry. We've lost faith in Niger government, says lawmaker. And finally, on Al Jazeera papers, we have Jay's Bank post 1 billion naira net profit in the first quarter of 2022. That's on page 29 of Al Jazeera Nigeria.
Quickly, I'll take the Nigerian Tribune. Collapse port. NPA may revoke concession agreement of 5 terminal operators. That's on page 7. Hackers can now unlock start vehicle engines wirelessly. NCC alerts. Here people should be careful out there. That's on page 3. Oh God, these people are just they are expanding in knowledge and of course in technology. So whether or not the key is there, you can do it wirelessly. That's on page 3. Take note. MFLA gets Forbes Best of African Lifetime Achievement Award. That's on page 2. Something new since the election about MFLA.
Yeah.
New money laundering law. Pardon. Inbound, outbound travelers to forfeit undisclosed funds. And the writer to that says, Nigeria prohibits shell banking operations, anonymous accounts. That's also on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. And the major headline there says, screening. APC aspirants face criminal record certificate scrutiny. Who are the people conducting this screening? All right, so the writer to that says party screens 145 governor, 351 NAS aspirants, state assembly screening under threat. Chieftains decree shoddy agreement. All of these you can read on pages 23 and pages 25 of the Nigerian Tribune. Moving on, return to cabinet, uncertainty over fate of Malami and Ngige, that's on page 2. Ekiti nears COVID-19 free status as 70,000 samples return negative, that's on page 4. Congratulations, Ekiti State.
Thank you.
At Nnamdi Kanu unhappy over killings, sit at home order in southeast, says Soludo, that's also on page 2. Moving on down to page 26, gunmen ambush police convoy, kill 5 cops in Bayelsa. And at the very bottom, of course, the story of the killing in Sokoto. Prophet Muhammad was insulted while alive. He didn't incite anybody to kill, says Gumi. And the writer to that one says, Northern Governors IPAN condemned Deborah's mother. Please deny online report. Linking suspects in Niger Republic. Sokoto government suspends resumption of schools by 1 week. Lawlessness must not be swept under the carpet, says Northern Khan. All of this you can read on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune. I think this is where.
All right, I'll be taking, thank you, Shab. I'll be taking this day papers, actually some new stuffs here. Federal government, this is on federal government, Total Energies has invested almost $30 billion in Nigeria within 8 years. Lampoon's Shell, Chevron, ExxonMobil for not investing enough in the country's oil and gas sector, as Nigeria remains at the heart of our strategy, says multinational oil company. Also declares interest to expand into electricity sector. Okay, expanding into electricity sector. Talking about electricity sector, I think for some time now, the electricity sector, it's been practically epileptic. Like there's a form of epilepsy in there, and we're all suffering it because my area, I never remember the last time I actually saw NEPA lights. Let me put it that way, NEPA lights. So you can continue reading that on page 5 of the state papers. Aisha Buhari to APC. She said, don't use free forms to relegate women in 2023. You can get that on the inside of the state papers. And the major headline on these day papers says, Northern Governors Gumi condemn murder of Deborah, appeal for calm. But I'm actually personally interested in the riders to this headline, which says, anyone who kills Christian will not see paradise. I didn't say that. It was an Islamic scholar that said that. And practically, even in the Christendom, anyone who kills, forget it. Your hand going to, if Christ catches that killing in your hand. Okay. All right. Another writer says, Kaigama says, effort at interreligious harmony must not stop, which I'm actually in support of that, as well as Northern State chapter of CAN urge boycott of interreligious council. Tinubu, Obi, Saraki, Amechi, Bello, Wike, others keep numb over killing. And I actually saw that after the killing, there was a tweet I actually saw that was trending that Atiku actually tweeted against the killing of Deborah, which actually made him to lose Islam votes from the Islams, and later deleted the tweet, which actually automatically made him lose a vote of the Christians. So on a lighter note, just Nigeria and our play now. So practically on a lighter note, he said now is the native doctors are actually supporting him. So now another rider to that says, Asman declaims Captain Abubakar. We actually read that on one of our papers for not supporting the killing of Deborah. It was allegedly sacked, or let me put it that way. So actually, personally, I'm interested in that. I'll follow that story personally and give us the update, as my work is now. All right, that'll be all for the state papers.
I think that's much we can take this morning because of our time.
Yeah, because
Tomorrow
of our
is
time.
going to be another edition of the
Yeah.
newspaper review here on Lagoon Radio from 9:30 to 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you so much. And by 10 a.m., we'll be having the Moment of Truth by the Venerable Henry at Legon. Do stay connected to Lagoon Radio. Don't go anywhere. Have a nice and beautiful morning. I still remain Olabisi Simidele, okay?
And I am Taiwo Adiola Shabiolebe.
Good morning.
This is Lagoon Radio.